Hey, welcome to How to Build Your Own Home. I want to talk about floor heating under tile. When I build high altitude homes, they're typically cold, 9 to 10 months of the year, roughly in that range, which means you're heating the home during that time. Well, when you use a lot of tile in bathrooms, that typically is kind of hard to get that tile warm. Now, keep in mind, in cold climates, you heat your main floor from the bottom up. In desert climates, I can heat from the ceiling below. That's the difference in altitudes and different in regions and weather and climates. So I do have some floor vents, one over there, one over here right underneath the vanity, and they'll do to take care of the main air pretty nicely. But upstairs, I have mini splits inside the bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, and a bunk room over on the north end of the home. Well, those mini splits are in the ceiling, but I've got conditioned space going into a lot of building science right now. I've got conditioned space below that main floor up above. That's actually helping with maintaining the constant temperature up above. But what I want to talk about is heating your tile floors, especially for the bathrooms upstairs. And I've got a sauna over there, which I'll walk over and we'll talk about that sauna and why I'm heating the floor in the sauna. Anyway, the tile installer actually does the install of the heating element underneath the tile. There's a grid that they put down first. Then he smashes down not smashes, but he indents the electrical circuit in that grid. And then he, of course, puts a lath on top of all that. And then, of course, he puts his tile in his grout. So your tile installer typically install these. If they're experienced, and most of them are, I just ask him, hey, let's heat this floor. He knows exactly the number of square feet, and they have different systems for that. It could be 100 square feet, it could be 25 square feet, and they will buy the amount of wire they need to accommodate for that. Keep in mind, you have a max as to how far you can go on these electrical systems. You can't go with 1,000 square feet. That's going to be a couple of systems. And so here's what they have here. Once they put it in, you put some Smurf tube, and you can see that right back in here. There's some Smurf tube, and then they actually take that. The electrician does the hard wire. The electrician brings the hot to the junction box here. The tile installer doesn't do any sort of connection. He just fishes this up through that Smurf tube, and that's the starting point for the heating in the floor. And then, of course, we put this on there. And then when you wake up in the morning and it's a kind of a chilly morning, you just go ahead and 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5, etc. Now, if this were to heat up just for 2 minutes, once that heats up, I've got some thermal mass in the tile that's going to hold for a good amount of time. Again, heat chases cold. So when I've got electrical wire inside there, the conductivity of that wire is going to chase the cold throughout that tile floor pretty quick. And you're going to maintain that for quite some time. So that's what we've got here. Tile guy gave me this. I leave it here for the electrician to make the connection, and he's good to go. Over here, let's take a look at this sauna. Now, I've done a lot of research on saunas, and I've got a little series on this sauna that I'm talking about. And in all my research, I never found anyone heat the floor in the sauna. And I've been in a lot of saunas. The floor is always cold. And that's where the challenge is for a sauna. You come in a sauna and you put your bench, you want to put your bench, and we'll talk about this in some other videos, but that bench has got to be strategically placed in the right position for it to work right. And the ceiling of the sauna has to be, again, a lower ceiling. This here is a 10-foot ceiling. This sauna here is about an 8-foot ceiling, about 7.5 roughly. And I need to confine all the heat. Well, in all the saunas I've been in, I walk in them and it's cold down by the ankles. So we put a heating element here. Again, tile ran his wire up through here. You can go ahead and turn the sauna on, go ahead and turn the floor on, and just a few minutes later, you're ready to rock and roll. But I think that combination is going to be a great combination for the sauna. I can't wait to finish this, actually have the clients test it and say, works great. So let's go upstairs. I want to talk about why I'm putting heated floor in an upstairs environment where I have mini splits. So let's go upstairs. Okay, we're upstairs here, and I've got 4 bedrooms up here, and one is on the north end of the house, which we'll kind of walk over, and I'll explain a couple things there. But I've got a mini split here, but I've got a room far back in here, shower way back in here, and it was just nice to be able to heat this floor. So inside, all the bathrooms up on this main, top floor, we've got a little system here. Again, the wire from my tile installer. He's got it installed here. They can walk in there, turn that on, and leave it on if they needed to, especially during some cold winters. You can leave it on at a low temp, or you can even put a timer on it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I've seen a lot of homes where during the wintertime, they just leave that on at a low gauge or a low temp, and it just keeps it just nice inside that bathroom. Let's walk into the north end, and I want to show you a bathroom that's way far away from the mini split. Okay, we're at a different part of the house. This is kind of a bunk area room, but this particular bathroom and this room right in here, it's over the garage, which means that's not conditioned space down below. So I was really particular on getting some heat again in this bathroom as well. Now I'm very curious. I want to do some tests to see how efficient the rooms over there are, which are over conditioned space, and this bathroom combination, which is not over conditioned space. So I'm really excited to kind of see how this works out, and I'll talk with my client a year from now, even during the winter, and he'll give me some feedback on that. But I definitely wanted to put some heating under the tile in this particular bathroom because, again, it's not over conditioned space. I've got about 18 inches of floor truss, and it's all filled in with insulation, but below all that, it's not conditioned. So if you know anything about conditioned space, if I have a balloon within a balloon, the inside balloon is inside conditioned helium or inside conditioned space. But below this floor, I don't have that benefit. I don't have heat that's being generated below. So I definitely wanted to put it here. So I'm really testing a couple things out here. When you're dealing with mini splits in cold climates, the heating is in the ceiling up above, and you're trying to get that heat down below. Well, when the mini split's way inside the room over there, and I've got a bathroom here and a walk-in closet there, and then the shower in there, I wanted to get some heat down here, and I wanted to get it come from the floor up. Again, in colder climates, if you can, get your heat coming from the floor up. On the main floor, that's all taken care of that way. But up here on the top floor, we've got some heating in the floor in the bathrooms, and then heating in the airspace in the bedrooms with mini splits. Why do I use mini splits? I just like the combination, especially in the use of bedrooms. When you put mini splits in the bedroom, everybody has their control, and they can turn that temperature up or down in the wintertime. It's just really efficient. And you can shut off entire sections of the home and put your main forced air on the main level. That's something I've been doing and I've been practicing, and I like that combination. But in addition, I'm putting heat in these floors because I know that I'm at almost 7,000 feet high up elevation, 6,800 in the valley. We're probably around a couple hundred feet higher than that. And I was worried about the cold temperatures. I know it gets cold up here, and I think we solved for that. This is keep talking about heating your tile floors in your bathroom and how efficient and effective that might be.